Welcome to Azure OpenAI for Executives. I'm here, Abdul Rashid Firoz Khan. I'm a Microsoft MVP on Azure, and I'm here going to be with you to brief you on how Azure OpenAI helps us with a real-time transformation over the industry. The next 45 minutes, we're going to speak about the partnership with Azure OpenAI. We're going to speak about how Azure OpenAI helps us with the transformation over the industry and few use cases over the real time and a responsibility over the applied AI as well. During this talk, we will look at how OpenAI and Microsoft have been leading the advancement of AI to the new front desk people and the differences that these advancements have brought for the consumers too. I'll also be revealing about the journey to help the enterprise people on leveraging the transformation technologies at a scale to come up with a real-time implementation. Let's get started here. We have made great study in AI over the past few years with advancements in virtually every domain over the automating and enhancing our everyday experiences. For some tasks, AI has surpassed the human capability in the ability to see, to hear, and to understand as well. But we still have a long way to go to develop the AI that is truly intelligent and can use common sense reasoning to draw the conclusions here. At Microsoft, it's a pursuit to continually advance the AI to create intelligence which will be capable of augmenting the human ingenuity and democratize it so that it empowers every person and the organization on the planet to achieve much more. We have introduced services across the globe where Microsoft Research has been working around over the speech, over the machine learning, build a human parity with the Q&A and with the object detection and much more. The partnership with OpenAI and Microsoft started here from July 2019. So Microsoft partnered in OpenAI over 2019 to enable their vision of creating artificial general intelligence that benefits all the humanity. OpenAI has been on the forefront of several major AI breakthroughs that's powered by Azure AI's supercomputing platform. OpenAI launched GPT-3 model, which is said to be over 2020 and has been innovating at an incredible pace with the models like Clip and we have DAL-E that can generate language about the images and the images from the languages as well. More recently, we have this OpenAI Codex, a code generation model that powers GitHub Copilot now. Microsoft has leveraged these models with a Power Platform and Power BI to make data and the tools more accessible to the customers. Here is about the partnership again. In 2020, over the June, the OpenAI launched the OpenAI API to provide the developers with an API to apply the AI models that they develop. So this brand new platform opened up a whole world of new possibilities for the developers. And not only that, it does the API give you access to the amazing generative capabilities of GPT-3 and the Codex. The API is designed in a way that is simple to use and flexible enough to make machine learning teams to be much more productive. So the deal started here, the run started here, and now we have the customers. So the open AI API in market for just like, over had been like 4 years now. We have seen thousands of developers and we have the companies which use the capabilities to build new experiences and delight their customers. The enterprise of all size are building differentiate experience with the ability to go with a comprehensive, to summarize, and to extract the information from the context in a quick way. Major brands like X, Reddit, Disney, And several other new startups are driving values from the API in a very meaningful way over here. We have Duolingo. So Duolingo is on a mission to develop the best educational platform to make it universally available using the OpenAI now. So they serve millions of users worldwide and make language learning with more fun and effective too. Duolingo platform uses GPT-3 to provide grammar corrections to improve the language writing skills. And the OpenAI again enables the agility to bring their innovations to the market in a quick way. We do have innovating customers with OpenAI. Uh, Jarvis, which is one another great example of a company that's transforming the creative process of how we write. Using the GPT-3, the Jarvis makes it fast and easy to create the content for blogs, social media, websites, and much more. It's used by tens of tens or let me say still the thousands of content marketers and the companies including Airbnb, Autodesk, and IBM too. We are still in the early stages of learning the potential over the GPT-3. It's like deep, it's like an ocean, and we are excited to see the progress and the values that the enterprises will be having to derive from these models that we have. So getting back to the partnership, now as an enterprise scale, we use the business critical use cases, and we have asked for, with our partners to go with a platform that helps, which meets the compliance, regulatory requirements in the support with the R&D, with the performance and the reliability for production scale. Enterprises who takes GPT-3 based apps to the production have increased beyond the numbers, beyond the counts, with dedicated throughput, and they also get a promised, consistency for their workloads here. Partners also look for isolation, security, and the compliance guarantees that satisfies various regulatory standards and all the fundamentals which have made the cloud the new normal for the enterprises. So now the latest we are with over the November 2021, we launched the Azure AI service. So it was like, to meet the customer needs, we have launched this Azure OpenAI service, which is said to be a new Azure service that offers the OpenAI API on Azure with Azure enterprise grade capabilities. And now it's on the public, we have the public release that we have, and you can just go, if you have an enterprise agreement, you can ask your team to go get the forms to be filled and try consuming the Azure OpenAI there. Here is said to be about the Azure OpenAI service. This Azure OpenAI service lets the users to experiment with, tailor, and deploy the OpenAI models at a scale. The service offers GPT-3 and Codex models with the OpenAI API, the customization capabilities that has been provided, and the tools to help the customers which have the control over the content that they generate and they deploy. So these capabilities leverages Azure's global infrastructure, meaning that it can support your toughest production workloads, requirements around the scale, and it goes with like the regional deployments, security, compliance, and with reliability too. Here is about Azure AI. The Azure AI portfolio includes a wide range of cognitive service, which provides specific APIs that leverages world-class AI models to deliver the capabilities that can suppress the human abilities for computer vision, speech, and language tasks like machine translation. So Azure AI now has the Azure Cognitive Service, which has an add-on with OpenAI. The OpenAI service joins these industry-leading Azure Cognitive Service, adding the amazing GPT-3 and codex models to the powerful foundation that Azure offers now. Here we go with Azure OpenAI service. It expands what customers can do on Azure, and I'm excited to show you how Azure OpenAI service brings together the power of OpenAI with the power of Azure to help the developers and the content creators providing some engaging experience. So here is the scale. The service is powered by a family of models with different capabilities in their attributes. The base series is a set of GPT-3 models that can understand and can generate the natural language. The service offers four base GPT-3 models, which is called like, we have DaVinci, we have Curie, Babbage, and Ada with different levels of capabilities that's going to be suitable for different tasks over here. The codex models, which is said to be, the codex series that we call, it's a set of models that can understand and generate the code. It can translate the natural language to code and the code to the language as well. Here is said to be about the GPT-3 models. So once again, DaVinci, it's going to summarize for specific audience. So it's a most capable model, and it can perform any task the other models can work for. And it often works with less instruction to be provided. For applications which requires a lot more understanding of the content, we could go with a summarization for a specific audience and a creative content generation to be provided. DaVinci provides the best result, and on the other hand, we have Spectrum. The other end of the spectrum, we have Ada with the fastest of the GPT-3 models and can perform tasks like parsing the text, address correction, and the tasks that don't require too much nonsense to be added. The service makes it easy. The Ada service makes it easy to experiment with these models and find the right balance between the capability and the latency performance for your use case. Here is all about the use cases that we have with GPT-3. Let's talk a bit about what these models can do. So GPT-3 models can be applied to virtually on any natural language task, and it enables a vast and expanding set of use cases for the customers. So here you could see some of them like copywriting, the stylistic writing, the content summarization. We do have like search ranking and answer the extraction too. GPT-3 accelerates human creativity with ideas that's generated with a near instantaneous way for you. For businesses, this means more effective product description. Like you can get ads, you can get descriptions, you can get headlines. It's going to be more effective with the customer correspondence too. Let's say, for example, we have this copywriting, which is said to be with Microsoft Dynamics 365. The Microsoft Dynamics 365 marketing platform, it aims to reduce the time it takes for the customers to write effective marketing content. The app uses GPT-3 combined with past context for providing, tailored results to help the users publish their effective content in a quicker way. The GPT-3 is adapted understanding the nonsense that we have in text, extracting the meaning and summarizing the information in the right tone for the right audience. So this helps companies like Zebrium helping the business to troubleshoot the problems in a faster way. The solution parses the logs, it correlates the anomalies, it recognizes the patterns to find the root cause too. It then uses GPT-3 to summarize the root cause reports in plain English to help the stakeholders more decisions to be taken in a quicker way. Another example that you find here is to be with ROS, the ROS intelligence, which offers a legal research platform that uses GPT-3 to better search through legal text here. It can provide with a synthesized law so that the legal professionals can provide sound and timely advice to their clients here. GPT-3 is helping in transforming the customer service industry with rapid access to the information so the agents can deliver a better customer experience here. Whether it's retrieving the information to resolve the issues quickly, or let's say extracting the answers for a technical audience, or summarizing the insights from a customer service conversation, it can be of any use cases. The GPT-3 helps in, providing solutions in much faster way. GPT-3 also helps the companies like Sapling in building the software products that helps the enterprise to deliver a better customer experience for their customers here. Let's go with the use case of Yabble. So companies like Yabble are helping the customers with accurate insights in these times of too much signal. So their solution applies GPT-3 to summarize the data into actionable insights. The users can iteratively ask questions of their data and they can derive insights that's aggregated from various sources. It can be like a customer support, feedback, or it can still go, it can be even reviews there. Here is more about Yabble. So using GPT-3, Yabble has built an insight tool that is helping customers respond to the changing market demands with the agility that we have. So here is an example, the interaction with the tool, extracting the insights from over, like 1,000 relevant pieces of customer feedback that's set to be given. On top of this, we have OpenAI Codex. Now let's talk about this OpenAI Codex. The Codex models are said to be the base of GPT-3 models. It works with the base of GPT-3 models and are trained on billions of lines of the source code in a public GitHub repository to produce working code from the natural language. So this means that you can issue commands in English to any piece of the software with an API. The Codex models are the most capable in Python, and it has proficiency in over a dozen of languages, which includes like JavaScript, Go, you have Ruby, and SQL too. Just like GPT-3, you can tailor Codex to a variety of tasks, including, let's say, code generation tasks that we can add up here. So with Codex, the enterprise can build their APIs and the tools more accessible to more users without a steep learning curve there. It makes the developers to be more productive, accelerating the software development, and the OpenAI Codex empowers the computers to better understanding with people's intent, which can empower everyone to do more with computers. So this is like fascinating if you think about what it unlocks for the future. We have the most powerful tool, which is said to be GitHub Copilot, that's said to be our AI-powered programmer here. GitHub launched GitHub Copilot, which is an AI-powered programmer that helps the users to write the code faster with less work here. GitHub Copilot draws context from the comments and code and suggests the individual lines and whole functions instantly. GitHub Copilot is powered by Codex models running on Azure with OpenAI service. It has hundreds of thousands of developers who are using Copilot today, and it's making programmers to go with more effectiveness and widening the aperture of who can be a programmer. So here is about, the OpenAI Codex model. Let's take a look at how the service works. The GitHub Copilot service talks to your Visual Studio Code editor, and the editor sends the context from your current file to the codex model running on the Azure OpenAI service. So this responds with a text that is likely to follow the content. So that's then displayed as a suggestion to the editor, and the users can accept or they can tweak these suggestions then. These suggestions are remarkably accurate and they are getting smarter at all time here. Let's look at some more examples of how Microsoft is using Azure OpenAI to innovate on behalf of our customers. Here we go with Power BI. The Microsoft's Power BI platform is making data analytics accessible for everyone with the ability to generate the DAX expression with a natural language. DAX is the expression language used in Power BI and Excel to define the complex calculations. Customers can now use natural language to describe what they are trying to accomplish and have Power BI automatically to create the DAX expressions for them. It makes sophisticated with the business logics that will be accessible to everyone without having to become a DAX expert there. We also have the AI integrated with Power Platform, the Power FX formulas. The Power Platform enables app development without having to write any code except when you need to write some formulas in the Power FX. So now using this Azure OpenAI, the users can express what they want to accomplish in natural language and Power Platform that generates these formulas automatically. It can save time and it can also skip the learning curve for you. So with that, we believe we are in the very early stage of the innovation with these models. We have oceans to drive around, right? We already have like plenty many achievements which we have crossed with the remarkable capabilities that we have over the OpenAI into Azure. And we are still working around, right? We are trying ways. We have like more announcements to come up with the upcoming Microsoft Ignite. And we are accelerating this innovation that requires a new kind of platform that enables all users of all skill levels to apply their creativity and scale ideas from the concept to the production. The Azure OpenAI service enables this innovation with the OpenAI API here. So the language models has accessible to all skill levels. AI is advancing the AI is advancing like rapidly, and we want to make sure that it's evenly distributed to everyone. Our shared vision with OpenAI is to make these powerful models widely accessible to enterprise to deploy safely and in a secure way. Democratizing these models is a powerful AI software platform. The OpenAI API is said to be that, which makes the technology incredibly accessible to everyone. It's about like, we unlock the creativity with easy experimentation. And the Azure AI API lets all the builders, from non-developers to ML experts, to go from building a compelling prototype in 5 minutes to scaling the customized versions to the production level workloads. The API's simple text out interface allows the users to apply it to virtually any language task or the code task by showing it just a few examples of what you would like to do. Imagine if anyone in your company, regardless of their programming experience, had the ability to bring their creativity to life with a proof of concept within a few minutes. It's like mind blowing, you know. We can also illustrate the art of what's possible before you have to make a costly decision to fund a project there. And this unlocks the innovation and the ideas for enterprises in a very meaningful way. Once you have your proof of concept developed, the API makes it easy for the developers to customize the model accuracy for their scenarios. This deeper customization is it's traditionally requires machine learning expertise and a steep learning curve, and it's now made accessible to all developers without taking away any of the control that the machine learning team is going to desire for us. The next comes like the concept can be over, it can be in minutes. We can customize it for the production scale. The Azure OpenAI service helps you to develop these concepts quickly, and it provides you with the tools to scale your apps in the production. So here in this example that you see on the screen, the user simply states the objective of the task, which is to summarize the game commentary, provide the commentary text, and ask the question, what are the highlights of the game so far? So the model generates a response with a summary. So this approach is called zero shot, which tends to be accurate about half the time. It's also effective at prototyping the ideas in a quicker way. So you typically need a few more examples of the summary you're looking for to make the generated text more relevant and reliable. The next step on the iteration journey is to employ the few shot approach by providing some curated examples, like illustrating the kind of detail you want to see in the summary. Once you develop a working proof of concept with this approach, the developers can apply additional customization, commonly referred to as fine tuning over here. They can also achieve higher accuracy and low latency performance. The API makes it easy to submit a fine-tuning job with prompt and completion examples and then deploy the customized model for testing and for the production. The API is designed to be both simple for anyone to use, but also flexible to make it for machine learning teams to be more effective here. Finally, the Azure OpenAI service also applies the AI responsibility. The OpenAI API and the models provide tremendous capabilities for handling new customer scenarios and help the business to achieve much more. So to apply these scenarios safely, the enterprise also needs the capabilities and the tools to ensure that the models only generate the content that is suitable for their application and to prevent the misuse. Here is about the responsible AI. We have designed the Azure AI, the Open AI API with a built-in feature to empower the customers to responsibly apply these technologies in a wide range of applications. So this has like content filters, and the customers can use it to customize the tone and the topic of the content that the model is going to produce. We also added safety features to ensure that everyone is using the system for its intended purpose alone. We released the guidance and the implementation practice to help the customers to design their applications while keeping safety front and over the center as well. Finally, we have the collaboration with Azure that scales with enterprise-grade security and the reliability as well. So Azure OpenAI provides powerful capabilities and a delightful experience that's delivered to support your toughest production requirements for scale with reasonable deployments and security compliance and reliability too. So the Azure OpenAI service truly empowers our customers with powerful AI capabilities, and it also provides agility that are said to be the key to unlock the new generation of AI-powered apps. The service is available initially by invitation to the customers that they have some well-defined use cases in mind, and they represent some responsible uses of some AI technology as well. The collaborations with these early customers will help us to make sure the responsible AIs are set to be safeguarded and are working in practice so that we can scale the adoption more broadly here. I appreciate you go with visiting this link which has been given, eka.ms slash Azure OpenAI, to learn more about the same. In the invitation which I said, I could show you, we can go for the Azure portal. So let's go here. I will open up my Azure portal. We should go with portal.azure.com here. And thereon, you can say create a resource and you can look for, Azure Open AI. Hope you could see this. We have Azure Open AI. And there you find the service over the marketplace. So the Azure Open AI. And, you can click on create by selecting this. And though you have an enterprise agreement, the OpenAI looks for the invitation to be filled up here. I hope you could see this. Azure OpenAI service is currently available to the customers with help of an application form. So the selected subscription has not been enabled, okay, for the use, and it does not have any quotas over this pricing tiers. So let's go. I would say we need to fill this form. You get a form here with Dynamics. Yes, you have to get this form to be filled out. You need to give up your name, your last name, and the subscription ID, the number of subscription IDs that you're trying to connect. If you're not familiar with the subscription ID, you can just go up here. Let's say you click on the subscriptions, and thereon you can find the subscription ID. So a quick documentation has been provided here, or you can even open up, the link which has been provided here, which lets you know how you can get your subscription ID and the tenant ID. And for this form to be filled up, you're not supposed to give up the tenant ID. You just need to copy the subscription ID that would be available. Followed by that, you have to give up your company's email ID and the company name that you're working for, the address the company is based out of, the city and the country, with the zip code, and finally the company website as well. You then need to give the company phone number, and followed by that, you need to represent if your organization is said to be a Microsoft solution provider, or you belong to a Microsoft employee, or you're an MVP, right? A Microsoft MVP, or let's say you're part of the ISP program or systems integrator too. In case if you have any contact at Microsoft, you can provide their full name, the name of the employee. And if you're in contact with the Microsoft again, you can give up their email address, and you can then you can confirm this application by saying that you belong to your own organization. You're not supposed to apply for OpenAI on behalf of any other organizations. If you're doing it for your client or for your vendor, then please make sure you give up the same name over here. And then you need to say which Azure OpenAI service features is going to be you're requesting for. You have the text and code models, or you can even you can say the DAL E2 models, which we have been speaking now. So here you have different use cases. You have like accessibility features. We do have like art and design, right? So it gives you a kind of template kind of steps. You can try opening it up even here, right? So you can read more about it. We then have the communication. We have templates with education. So consider industries like manufacturing marvels, which is said to be education industry that has a LMS built using the OpenAI, right? And you can think about the entertainment. So they give you a scenario. So this can be used to create imagery to enhance the entertainment content like video games, movies, Okay, so this use case may not be selected as well, where they say for any generated images or for any political campaigns. Or we then have the journalist content that you can find here. So there are like different use cases, and there's said to be one other program where if you're a Microsoft MVP or you want to do just for your RD and you want to try for a demo use, in that case you can prefer this option. So you can try doing some beta tests, you can develop, you can test and demonstrate your sample applications that you have here. And finally, we do have the use cases like we can prototype and go with the conceptual development here. And by checking the box, you confirm with the license agreement, you confirm the that all media generated with DAL E2 will go through human preview before moving on to the deployment here. And with that, we do have like the license agreement, the legal terms that you need to acknowledge for Azure OpenAI service, the partner terms. You acknowledge for the preview features that are set to be available, and you go with the product terms. You just fall in with the product documentation and not exceeding with that. So it's a code of conduct agreement that you can find here, and then the data processing details. So you'll be sharing the data processing details for the Azure OpenAI service. And again, you have a license agreement for that. You need to attest the same. So here you understand and you acknowledge that you're going to detect and mitigate the harmful use of the Azure OpenAI service. And Microsoft logs this content that you send to the completions and the image generations. And you do have a feedback. As I said before, Azure and the OpenAI is said to be like an ocean, and Microsoft is like steadily on the go to learn more about the OpenAI, the collaborations, and what the customers are looking for. So you can feel free, you can go try, completing a survey that lets you get more enhanced about how the customers are looking for to help the team to improve on the product development. So submitting this, you should be getting an email, right? And it's like a matter of a max of 1 week, or let's say I get the earliest between a day or two as well, where we get the confirmation and the subscription will be approved to work with the OpenAI team. And to learn more, as I said before, you can go with Eka.ms, you can go with Azure OpenAI. So here is more about the service that we have. Uh, Yes, this is about the subscription, but I would say go for azure.microsoft.com. And here in products, you can select AI with ML, and hope you could see this. We have Azure OpenAI service. And this provides you, with customer stories, and you see the get started document where we can do a self-learning with the same. So if you want to browse with the documentation or you want to get with the introduction over the tool, you have like different models and you can see like which responsible model you can use for developing your applications. You also have like sandboxes which are provided. You see the completions, the chat. You can ask your team to get trained with the content that has been shared over here. With that, we come to an end for this talk over, the Azure Open AI. And you can visit more. You can visit the link which has been shared, and make sense that you can build some responsible AI applications using OpenAI on Azure. Thanks for joining us.